I'm going to give you a little background about what I do and how I came to be where I am today with the stem cells. When I did my internship, I was very interested in hormones and in fat and in diabetes and just obesity. Then I did my dermatology residency, and that's a lot involved with fat as well. And there's a lot of diseases and a lot of surgeries that were done with fat. And I looked at how people did different surgeries, and when I did my cosmetic surgery fellowship, we obviously learned all the traditional ways of doing surgery, and we learned from different teachers and from different doctors how they would do their treatments. And one of the treatments that I was really fascinated by was the fat grafting treatments. The fat grafting treatments have a poor reputation in the old days because a lot of the times the fat that was injected wasn't being taken very well into the body. And they would last 3 months or so, and then it would go. Or they would get very poor results, and people didn't like it. During my training, I learned that there's different ways of doing it. And one of the ways that we decided in my practice that it's more acceptable to me was to manipulate the tissues the least. So a lot of people took this fat out of the body and put it into the sieve, and they would put it into gauze, they would wash it, they would do all these things to it, and then they would put it back in, and they wouldn't get good results. What we decided to do was not to do that, to take it out of the body, keep it into the syringe, and then inject it back. And during the last 10, 15 years that I've been doing this, I got much better results than my colleagues who were not doing that. 5 years ago, I figured out why. The reason that my fat was doing better and the way we were doing it, we were keeping the stem cells and we were injecting it. So we weren't getting rid of it by washing it away. So the stem cells were kept and were re-injected. So when we figured out that that's why our fat is taking better, I just went one step further. I said, why don't we just take the stem cells and double them, triple them, and inject it back to get the results. At the same time, we were using fibroblasts for doing grafts for wound care and for diabetes ulcers, and we did the same thing. We switched it from fibroblasts to stem cells from the fat. The stem cells from the fat are very unique. They're the most concentrated amount of stem cells of any body part. They are able to do many things that other stem cells are not able to do. They're able to become muscle, bone, cartilage. They're able to become the sheaths around the nerve endings without us having to manipulate them in the laboratory. That's how they're programmed genetically. That's how we're made. And the stem cells from other body parts, like the blood, the cord blood, they're not able to do the same thing. They generally become blood-derived products. So when we took these and we put it on the wounds, we saw that the wound is healing and the skin is getting better. And when we started doing the stem cell lift and we doubled and tripled our stem cells, we also saw that the skin was getting better.